Hey guys, my name is Levi Jones and I'm going to be presenting on Svelte and SvelteKit since those are integral technologies to my senior project. So first, what is Svelte? Well, Svelte is a JavaScript framework. It's just like React or Angular, but I believe that it has a better user experience. So what are some of the differences between Svelte and something like React or Angular? Well, one primary difference is that it doesn't use a virtual DOM. So in React, an entire copy of your document object model is kept in memory, and every time a change happens, that whole DOM has to replace the actual DOM in your browser. The difference is Svelte just kind of surgically updates the parts of the page that actually need to be re-rendered, and that causes it to be a lot faster and more lightweight. It's also compiler-based, which means that it's able to build you optimized JavaScript, and you can use new Svelte-specific syntax that wouldn't be possible in vanilla JavaScript. So, what does Svelte actually look like when you use it? Well, this is a really easy example that shows you how you can do reactive text on a page. So, if this was in a Svelte file, we could do something like this. We declare a variable in script tags, and we say count is equal to state 0. This sets count equal to 0, and it makes it so it is a reactive variable. Then we have a paragraph tag where we print out what the value of count is. So we say count is, and then the value of the variable count. So right now that'll say count is 0, but if you click this button, the onClick is set, so it will increment count by 1. So every time that increment button is pressed, the count will increase and the page will update this paragraph tag automatically to reflect the new value in the variable. Another really important part of Svelte is the component-based system. So components are reusable bits of HTML, which is absolutely essential for a good developer experience to create a consistent UI through your product. So the way that we handle components here is that we have two files. We have an app.svelte and a nested.svelte. In the app, you can see that we have a paragraph tag, and then we also use our custom component, this nested component, and we just import that from the nested.svelte file. Then in our styling, we style the p tag to be color, different color, and a font family as well. So let's see how that renders out in the browser. We can see that here's our paragraph that comes from app.svelte, and here's our paragraph that comes from the nested component. And note something important, only the paragraph tag that comes from app.svelte is styled. Why does that happen? Well, Svelte does something really cool, which is that styles that exist in a specific Svelte file will only affect content in that Svelte file, meaning that since nested, this other paragraph actually lives in a different Svelte file, this p style will not affect it. And that's extremely helpful because anyone that has dealt with a large code base knows that changing CSS often has unrealized consequences in other parts of the product. So it's very nice to have it compartmentalized like this. So let's talk about what SvelteKit is a little bit. SvelteKit is basically a backend for Svelte, so it helps you interface with the database, do routing, and it's basically what Next is to React or what Express is to EJS. The routing is based on the file system. So if you were a developer for website.com and you wanted to add a new page for /myroute, then you would just create a new plus page.svelte and you would put it in the myroute folder. Easy as that. Server-side rendering, you can have the option to render pages and run all the JavaScript entirely on the server, meaning that you can serve content even to people that have JavaScript disabled. You can create an API easily by, instead of making plus page.svelte files, you just make plus server.js files. And this allows you to build API endpoints, but using the similar syntax to what you're used to for making your pages. And finally, there are adapters for SvelteKit which help you deploy on different cloud platforms like Cloudflare, Vercel, Render.com, and any of those. So, I would encourage everyone watching this video to give Svelte a try, and I thank you for watching.